Hello and welcome back to Kino-Plays, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Let's go. The last stream was on Sunday, today is Thursday. I can't remember where we put what was going on, so be interesting to see where we actually are in this court case. We were trying to talk about things, but I don't think she's exposed herself to be a bad person yet, has she? Just suspicious as hell. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. There's unmistakably Lana Skye. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? God damn it, I'm getting all tongue-tied now. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yeah, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So, the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Does he, though? I mean, how many people are really gonna either shout, "Stop, don't do it," or try to block a fucking knife? I mean, really? I mean, I suppose you could argue that she'd at least have had training to do that sort of thing, since she used to be in law enforcement. But otherwise, fuck off. Shit, sorry, didn't mean to knock that. Unfortunately, by the time I realised what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. Yeah, it's completely unreasonable to expect a bystander to get involved in a murder. Oh, you're a bad person for not trying to stop it. Fuck off, I didn't want to get stabbed or shot or whatever the hell was going on at the time. Go fuck yourself. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that. Okay, so we've looped around now, but I already pressed on everything, didn't I? Or did I... Yeah, I must have already pressed on everything, because surely I didn't skip forward and present a piece of evidence last time, did I? Or did I present evidence at the end of the last episode? But that's definitely the first sentence that she said. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. How did you know? Oh, wait! Let's have a look at that new photo. Yeah, I was thinking that just then. Huh. I possibly see a oh yeah, because we saw this photo and we were talking about how that doesn't match what we saw at the scene of the crime. There was a because at the actual scene of the crime, there's two barrels, one's lying on its side, and you can clearly see a water tap attached to that wall. Which, all of that is really suspicious. But also, if she's already covered in blood, that means she's already done the stabbing. Which means the photo was taken after the murder, not before it. Which we might be able to call up as a contradiction. And her hand doesn't appear to be injured. Even though we know that she cut her hand when using the knife. But the witness hasn't mentioned that yet. I'm wondering if that's actually even blood. I mean, the fact that it's a black and white photo, that could be oil. Huh. Yeah, there's at least two contradictions here. The fact that her wearing gloves without and no cut, and the actual area not looking like it does. Also, the body isn't hanging out of the boot like how it was found at the murder scene. There's clearly no body there. At what point did she take the photo? Well, that's definitely not the moment of the crime. Huh. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well, you may continue, Miss Starr. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend. The security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot in A block. Just to make sure, since we've actually got the floor plans, that is true, isn't it? Yes. Though still, surely you can't see the car from the security room. Though there is a gap above that wall. Yeah, you might be right, Tom. I mean, The security room is pretty high up, and there is a gap above the wall. But there, again, like I said, you've got another barrel and you've got the tap. Neither of those are in that picture. And though I can't really tell the depth of it, so possibly the tap is behind the upright barrel? I think that tap would be visible from the photo that she took. And yeah, it's a shame we can't actually check. We really if we'd known what was going to be said ahead of time, we could have gone up to the security room and looked down to see, can you see anything? This is why you don't just drop testimony and evidence within the trial. You need to investigate shit. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That'd be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? I'm thinking that the detective's body was hidden inside that barrel that's knocked over. That after the prosecutor had been to that car in the photo, they brought that barrel over, took the body out and slumped it in the back of the car. Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime? And yes, Toma, the murder weapon is Edgeworth's knife. Which, again, if she was intending on killing the guy, why would she rely on the murder weapon being in the trunk of someone else's car? That's just fucking stupid. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like... how would you say? Oh, yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A young cheese. A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. Then I must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as a tack. Yeah, with the odour of an old cheese to match. In any case, there, in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. Ooh! Now I wonder, Tomo. Oh, damn. I was thinking for a moment there that the photo didn't actually show a wire fence, but it does. Damn. I thought I could catch her out with the photo itself then. Nope. By garish car you mean... Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it? Indeed, it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. That seems like an awfully long way away to be claiming the distance for this photo, and I mean, unless it's got a telescopic lens. And that's like 12 foot away. Maybe less. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Okay, this is where we came in then. This is where we started the stream at. Any in particular you want to see, Tomo? Or just all of them again? I'll have a look at things while I'm waiting to see what you say. All of it? Okay. Edgeworth's knife, the murder weapon, usually in Edgeworth's toolbox. Traces of victim's blood, no prints. That's evidence of when Edgeworth arrived. Death due to loss of blood, one knife wound, died within an hour and a half of 4 PM. The memo that was found in the trunk that I'm pretty sure is upside down, and that's a case file we need to find out about. We've got the phone call that she made, which was to Emma herself. Parking lot, picture, and the photo. Well, this is still before she would have dropped the phone then. It's an Alden knife, there's no body there, so you haven't got the moment of death or anything. It's certainly not the moment of the crime. Everything about this is really sus. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So, the defendant was holding a knife? What then? I'm really not sure where to try and do an objection. Ah! No. He meant... oh, crap. He pushes about the chance to... Screw it. This may be wrong. Holy crap, it's right. See, I wasn't sure that this was the right moment for this, because when we press here, the judge says, "Why didn't you intervene?" So I was thinking that we can't use the... I was thinking the photo... surely the photo can't be right, because the photo's evidence that she didn't intervene, and instead she went for a camera. Which contradicts her saying that they happened really quickly. I really wish that when she said that it happened in the very next moment, the stab part, that was added to the record of what she was saying. Because then the contradiction would have been much more obvious. And also, yeah, even if she saw the murder and took the photo right after, then where the hell is the body? Nothing adds up regarding that photo. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Skye stab the victim with the knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swill lunch. But where's the salmon? I mean, that looks quite nice, but that just looks like jam, not salmon. And surely why would you provide an entire bottle of soy sauce? That is a huge amount of soy sauce for a single meal. So, she's even more sus than I thought. Wasting money in soy sauce. Evil woman. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Really, Phoenix? That's your first question? Not, then where's the body? I mean, yeah, the knife question makes sense as well, but... Seriously? Well, you're going to say that she stabbed the victim while he was in the trunk, and then intentionally half-dragged him out of the trunk? And why am I speaking American again? It's not trunk, it's the boot. I always do that, I always switch over to the American version of words for certain things. I don't know why I do that. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection? That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. Oh, that bin! God damn, Edgeworth! Someone's been playing with a whetstone. His edge has gotten sharper. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. Objection! And how can you tell that? Really, Phoenix? Really? How can you tell this is after the stabbing in response to a photograph that, while we personally, well, I personally, Tomo hasn't agreed yet, I personally think that that's probably just oil on the shirt. Because it's a black and white photo, kind of looks like she's covered in blood. Which implies after the stabbing. Blood spatter. Eh? See the dark crimson stains on the Chief Prosecutor's coat? Well, no, because it's black and white, dumbass. But it's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea. Yeah, object. It could be anything, not just definitely blood. And yes, it contradicts what she said. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it. If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understand it, but good advice. Seriously. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know that? And yes, Tomo, that image that we were just shown is incredibly suspect, because the only possible way that it makes sense of the photograph that we've been shown is that she waited long, that Sky stabs the guy, pushes his body into the trunk, dumps the knife in the trunk with the body, and then she took the photo. That's the only way that that image that we just saw would make any sense. Sounds like bullshit to me, but of course that is just the mental image given to us, not an actual photo, so. And yeah, again, how could she possibly have planned to use Edgeworth's knife. I mean, you could say that because he's her subordinate, maybe she knew about it, but it still makes no goddamn sense. I mean, if you're gonna premeditate a murder, you're not gonna do it inside a building with a security office that can see where you're having the meeting to kill the person. Just what? Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Maybe she was just changing a tyre and that's also how she got oil all over her fucking jacket. Maybe she has an issue with dirt. I mean, he has a good point. The gloves do seem sus as hell, but still. Actually, I can think of a very valid reason why she'd be wearing gloves, Tomo. And it's a very simple one. What was going on that day? Evidence transferal. Well, you don't exactly want to get your fucking fingerprints and DNA all over evidence from murder trials and stuff, even if they are going into archive, do you? So, she probably would be wearing gloves. Everyone would probably be wearing gloves during that. Of course, realistically speaking, she'd also be wearing a goddamn hairnet to stop any hairs dropping in things, but still. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offence. Witness, add this to your testimony. It does make sense that the knife would be planted by Itomo if she was trying to frame Edgeworth. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. They don't prove anything, but I don't know how I can object to that. I do kind of think. Yeah, I'm gonna do what you said, Tom. I'm gonna present the knife because I'm still really suspicious of the fact that it only has the victim's blood on it. I mean, the gloves deal with the no prints part, but she claims to have cut herself on the knife. How would you get your blood off the knife without getting the victim's blood off it? And why would you only do one, not both?
Objection!
Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know. That's knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. Driving me weapon in the right car. Hold wrong to the prosecutor there. The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, the prosecutor's bad people. The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. Oh, bitch, please. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lorna Skye planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves? Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon? Oh. Fuck. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Yeah, you did call it, Tomo. My problem is that I always overthink things. Because, like I said earlier, She should... Being Edgeworth's boss and being close to him, well, she might know it's there. And if she was intending on using his car to get the body out of the building, then why not take the knife from the same place? And if she's trying to frame Edgeworth, that's two pieces of evidence against Edgeworth. That's why I was thinking maybe you couldn't do it. But I always overthink things. But that's probably what will be the counterpoints to all of this. So this was right in the moment, but then they'll try and dismiss it afterwards. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. True. Order. 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 Great. Now the tide's turning in our favour. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. You fucking jinx. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. No, it doesn't. It just means that she thought it through even further because she was trying to frame Edgeworth. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. Well, that's fair. The defendant, Lorna Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That's the only thing the prosecution need prove. Nothing else. Valid point. But you still need a motive in order to even come close to trying to prove things, don't you? I mean, why tends to matter. Unless you've got overwhelming evidence that the person was the one who did it. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been waiting? I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now. Lorna Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Wait a second. Booyah! I knew we'd read that it was only once. Well, there's no point even pressing you on this, bitch. We've caught you already. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? Actually, even though we know exactly where to call her out, Tomo, I'm still going to press her on things just to get more story, because I want to see if she gives some clue as to what the hell her problem is. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So, if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. And please, shut that dumbass up. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. You've said that, but you haven't told us how you know. That's what I'm about to tell you, Rookie. I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story she is about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again. Rookie. Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of the oven half-baked. Yeah, like your testimony. Something's half-baked here, alright, and it's you. Yes. You said what I was thinking, Phoenix. Well, you thought what I said, rather. Whatever. Try not to confuse the defense witness. They're not very quick on their feet. Now, why did you believe the suspect had intentions to murder the victim? Her actions speak for themselves. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. You have no proof that Miss Skye called him there. You have no proof that she didn't. Yeah, but we're not making the allegation of something that happened. If you're saying that something did happen, you have to prove that it happened. For fuck's sake. It's called burden of proof. Mr. Edgeworth, thoughts? There's no record of a call made on the defendant, Miss Lana Skye's phone. What? Yes, there is. We know she called Emma. Yeah, but he didn't specify no call made to him. Maybe that's a translation error. Still, stating that there's no record of a call made... You've got to be more careful with your words there, dude. Really got to be more precise in your statements. She might have written him a letter. Come on. You could have tried public phone first, at least. Ooh. Now that's it. Now that's an interesting thing to come up. Maybe this will lead to her revising her testimony and say that she made the phone. Maybe we're going to mention the mobile phone later on, and then she'll use the phone that's on the wall by the security office. But we tried to use that earlier when we were investigating. There was no dial tone or anything. It wasn't working. Keep that in mind, Tomo. That might come up later. Huh. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office, where he was murdered. I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness, why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day? I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Why? What kind of grudge? Well, I wouldn't know that. Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge. Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside? How am I supposed to know? See? We agree there is a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree? Pretzels? I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty. No, dude, I think one or multiple of her boyfriends may have prepared that one for you. With special sauce. High in sodium. Oh, fucking hell. This judge isn't very good with metaphors. The lewdest, Tomo. the ludist. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this? It's simple. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk. He's my hero, really. What about my objection? Did no one notice? Well, witness. You got the crime scene set, right? That is way too much ketchup. Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. I seriously fucking doubt that. I mean, I can't imagine anyone being stupid enough to mistake ketchup for blood. What? So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. What? Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. The fuck is a muffler? Well, I can only think that a muffler is a scarf? And she ain't wearing a fucking scarf. So, objection? Objection! Oh, I was right. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. Oh! God damn, Edgeworth, with these fucking deep cuts! Ouch! What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proven it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Ooh. Congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Motherfucker! And also, stop looking down on lunch ladies. Yeah, he's fucking murdering her right in front of all these witnesses, Tomo. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection, chopped liver? But a scarf. No, not that, but something red, really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Wait, she's the one who apprehended her? How the hell would she do that from the other side of the chain link fence? What? Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim? This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. There's a lot wrong in what she just said. I mean, you're saying that the accused mentioned a scarf to you, so that made you think you'd seen one, to think of multiple stabbings. And that on top of the fact that there is literally no friggin' way that you could have gotten around there anywhere near in time to do it. I mean, the moment she says that she quickly ran round and apprehended her, or that, well, it's either that moment or that she dashed around the partition. Wait, did she say a direction when she said around the partition? That might play into something. Huh. Right, so from here, the partition would be on her right side, according to Star, who's on the other side of that chain link fence. Keep that in mind. You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks? Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. If she wasn't so utterly clueless, I'd be certain she was mocking us. Especially with that face. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. The one that's not in the photo. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. Crap, there's at least two things that we can call her out on here. But I'm not certain if that oil drum thing is actually part of the testimony, or if that was just supplemental info. Because if that's part of the testimony, then once again, we're going to have to show the photo. Because there is no fucking oil drum there that could have been knocked over. Not compared to the... Ah, shit. In the photo there is an oil drum, but it's not the one that's fallen over that we see at the scene of the crime. We really... If only we could have taken a photo of the scene of the crime, so that we could show it. That this doesn't match. This is why the police take crime scene photos, and why they're included in evidence. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. Ah, okay, so it doesn't even say which side it says. So where is this partition on the floor plans? Dude! It's clearly shown in the floor plans. I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. This wall that isn't a wall, it's actually a water tank, but yes. That's right. There was a wall there about 6 foot high. Is that all that is? No, it's gotta be taller than 6 foot. It looks like it's higher than the door. Surely the door's not under 6 foot. Yeah, it could be a bad perspective thing. No, because it lines up with the line on there. Why am I getting caught up on such stupidly minute details? She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. Except that that wouldn't hide from the security room. If anything, she'd be more in view of the security room than before. I mean, you could say she was trying to hide from you, but... okay. More likely she was going for a phone, but... whatever. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. I really think I should present the floor plan here. If I'm wrong, then we'll carry on pressing. Son of a bitch, I'm wrong. But it does contradict the evidence. She's on the other side of the fucking fence. She'd have to have left the building, gone all the way around the building, and in from the other side. Yeah. I hate it when logic doesn't work. Alright, let's press her then. You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 foot away from her the whole time. No, you'd have been much further away from her after leaving the building. Maybe I should press her for more details. Oh, great, so I have to press her first before I can use the correct piece of evidence. God damn it. I'd like to see this on the floor plan, just to be safe. You mean the thing I just presented as the contradiction? You fucking chode. God damn it. The lunchtime car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 foot from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you? I went over it, of course. No, it goes all the way to the ceiling. Amazing, the cough-up queen lunch lady athletes indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. So she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was about 9 foot high too. Oh, so there is a gap above the fence. I didn't notice that before. Okay, so it's feasible she could have climbed over it. Still calling bullshit though. Also, that photo doesn't match the floor plan. I mean, look, in this photo, there's a truck in front of the murder vehicle. There's nothing in front of the murder vehicle. That's weird. Well, I don't think she gave us the floor plan, did she? I can't. Who gave us the floor plan? Did we get it at the start of the trial, or did we get it during investigation? I mean, either way, the picture doesn't match the reality. Again. Weird. So how did Miss Sky not get away? Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky bitch. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word. So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right, near the car there was an emergency phone on the wall. Okay, now, the question is, how do you know she used that when you wouldn't have been able to see that from your side of the fence or of the barricade? That's right, near the car there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently it was out of order. And so she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? What happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. Damn, it's only gotten added to the phone. Well, that's not help. Right, so I can't use the phone to cancel it, but I should be able to use the floor plan still. I saw it all. How she tried the phone on the wall but had to use her cell instead. Okay, just 100% bullshit. Come on. Thank you. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lorna Sky. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Bullshit! Have you been listening to the shit she's been saying this entire time? She blatantly has personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armour, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. What? Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point? However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. Fuck. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. Order! Order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me to a question? Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about... Well, definitely what she saw, but I want to say where she saw it. Well, that leaves options. I'm gonna go with what she saw. I definitely agree with you though, Tom. I do think where she saw it's right, but I'm willing to take a hit to go with what she saw. Yeah, that was wrong. She lied about what she saw. In other words, she didn't see Miss Sky using that emergency phone. It does seem hard to imagine how she could have. Very logical. What's the matter, Star? Cat got your lunchbox? Mr. Wright, I hate to bother you while you're celebrating your victory. But why would Miss Star lie like that? Huh? Why would you say that my sister had tried to use the phone but failed? It doesn't make any sense. Why lie about something so insignificant? Oh. Shit, she's right. I mean, maybe she really did see her try to use the emergency phone. I see no room for doubt here. You ordered the patooey on rice, right? Okay. That looks like a really shit meal. But we'll find out more after the break, next time on Kino-Plays, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. New episodes upload daily to the YouTube channel, 9 PM UK time. Thank you for joining me, take care, and goodbye.